Okay, so could you introduce yourself?
My name is Baby Matthew. I am the chairman and managing director of Somadiram Ayurveda Research Institute and Hospital. It is a NABH accredited Ayurveda hospital.
It has quite a tradition and also the history. It has started in 1986.
Yeah, we have started during 1985. We have started. My grandfather was an Ayurveda Vaidya, actually, and grandfather was also. Those days, they were not the doctors like today, So then I started this with my brother. My brother was living in Germany. He's no more. We started this Somadiram in Kovalam, and southern part of Kerala, India.
So this was the first Ayurvedic resort in
we can say
India,
such a kind of Ayurveda center or an Ayurveda resort was first time even in the world, actually. I mean the concept.
Yes.
I mean that concept. Because there were many Ayurveda hospitals in India and in other countries, especially Sri Lanka, but such a kind of hospital with a resort ambience. What I mean is, those days the Ayurveda hospitals were a small building, sometimes concrete building, or a small structure, not much facilities. Only local people were coming and taking the treatment. Not much facility for living there and spending time like that. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So you see the difference between the beginning and now, how you could compare?
See, in the beginning, that time when we started, it was that concept was not that much acceptable to the local people. They thought, why such a big ambience is required, big place is required for Ayurveda hospital. But slowly, when people from other countries started coming, we promoted Ayurveda in foreign countries, especially European countries like Germany and other countries nearby. People started coming. Then slowly Ayurveda has got promoted to other countries. Many magazines wrote about Ayurveda. Even television people from different countries came and they interviewed and they showed the Ayurveda plans, how Ayurveda medicine is being prepared. They interview the doctors. They shoot Somadiram Ayurveda Center, and they telecasted even many articles in different magazines from, I can say, even all over, from most of the countries.
Yeah, I can say that in many countries Somadiram means Ayurveda.
Yes. It was because me and my brother traveled together to many countries. We sent our Ayurveda doctors to other countries to conduct seminars there. Even we went with Ayurveda therapist making small presentation. Then we invited people to Somadiram.
Your background is also in Ayurveda? Or?
My grandfather was an Ayurveda doctor. Grandfather and grandfather.
How you can see when we are talking about the difference between Vaidyas and nowadays Ayurveda doctors?
Yeah, see, those days, I'm talking about story 100 years before I'm talking. Those days, there was no Ayurveda college. There was no systematic education system of that kind, a college who is giving a certificate. Now, to become an Ayurveda doctor, a student has to study for 5 years under a university, in a college which is under a university. Then only they'll get a certificate for Ayurveda doctor. They only can practice as an Ayurveda doctor. Those days there was no university, but traditionally by years and years, hand over they were practicing under one Vaidya. So then he became another Vaidya. So they were called even as Vaidyas, That's a difference.
What does it mean, Ayurveda, personally for you?
See, I mean, I was, even I told even my father also, though he was not a Vaidya, but we were, for a small disease, even for a fever, because I born and brought up in a village actually. A lot of Ayurveda plants around, There was forest nearby, not very near, but there was forest, paddy fields, even plantations, all kinds of these herbs were available, So most of the diseases, we don't go to the hospital, So we take the local medicines. And that's the way I've been brought up, We were even taking bath, we were taking bath in the well, or in the river. So, and we are using the domestic vegetables, fruits, things like that. So I was having a touch of Ayurveda through that got from my father and grandfather, like that.
Ayurveda is very much connected with the flow of the energy, and it says that we are the part of the universe. How do you see the connection between Ayurveda and astrology?
See, in India, Ayurveda originated in India, naturally, So India is a country having such many kind of concepts, and the yogis, even yoga also originated in India many years before. So astrology, people in India believe, most of the people believe in astrology. So, see, Ayurveda is a way of life, actually. So they connect things, to yoga, to astrology. It's a belief.
Do you practice? Because some of the resorts they do some of them they don't. Like Astro Ayurveda, the people they contact the astrologer, and together with the doctor they prepare the chart and set the best time for the healing.
Yeah, in my place in Somadhiram, we have a visiting astrologist. He comes there. Those who would like to do astrology practice, he comes to my place. He's like a visiting astrologer, actually, and that's all. Otherwise, we don't have a person there. Connected to with the present Ayurveda treatment system. Because in NABH, now we have been accredited as a National Accreditation Board of Hospitals and Health. That is the highest category of classification by the government of India. We got that classification. They don't prescribe, they don't say this astrology to be there as a part of the Ayurveda medical system. But it's a belief of Indian people. They connect. To a certain extent, yes, yeah.
And also Vastu is connected with the flow of the energy and so on. Have you considered Vastu?
Yeah, Vastu is more, Vastu is definitely, Vastu is much important, and it is scientific also, Vastu. Even now people say Vastu, but many people then they make the house, okay, they say they go for somebody who's practicing Vastu and asks to make the house like that. Even the new architects, new generation architects, they also do building construction or house construction as per Vastu. Vastu is it is scientific, not little, it is scientific. It depends on the main concept is the energy, light, wind, and energy. See, and even waste management is also important there. Say Vastu says there should not be a toilet near a kitchen. There shouldn't be a toilet near a well. It's very simple, actually. If there is a toilet, and those days, this toilet waste was, just putting in a hole or somewhere like that. It was going. It was not scientific like these days. So naturally, it may slowly go to the well, and even a place like that is there near a kitchen. It may come through the air. And there's one example I'm telling So like that, even light, light should come in the morning, light should come, evening light should come, enter into the house. Again, most important is the wind, the breeze, the wind, that should go past. This is the basic, that is scientific, actually,
So you consider?
Yeah, definitely. I believe in it. Yeah. I believe in it.
Also in the new building which you are building down?
Yes, I consulted. Yes. I consulted the architect. My architect he's specialized in Kerala traditional architecture. His subject, main subject was that. He visited many palaces of Kerala, wooden structures, Kerala architecture structures, those old constructions. That was his subject of study also. So that's the reason I selected him. Though it is in Trivandrum, I selected him from Cochin. since he's a professor also. So I selected him because of that.